Oh, Lord. We are live on Facebook. Live. I'm Andrew C. Bailey.
Jacqueline Burnson.
5-star love and relationship tutors that help people go from single to soulmate or repair your relationship, and master human metamorphosis coaches, where we help you unlock and unleash your genius so that you can be happy in life and achieve any dream that you have. Right now we're talking about the what?
We're talking about the number one thing that you need if you want to actually take this idea that's up in your head and create it in your life. Let's say a new career, a house, family, whatever it is. It can be anything. Fill in the blank. But this thing that we're talking about today is the number one thing that you need if you really are committed to making that dream happen in your life. And you're like, if I got to the end of my life and I didn't do this thing, I would really be bummed out. So you want to listen closely, you want to take notes, because this is some research that when I saw it, I was like, oh my gosh. Freaking out. I think if I touch my head, the
Your
little
hat
hat goes away.
That was perfect.
There it goes.
Perfect timing.
Cool. So let's talk about what happens usually when people set a goal, or let's just use the really easy example of New Year's resolutions. When someone sets a New Year's resolution, they say, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z this year. I'm going to make it happen. But what happens for most people? Like after a couple weeks or a couple months, they're back to the same old life. Come the next December, they're about in the same similar place. They still don't feel like they want to feel about their life. So we don't want that to happen. So if you want to break that cycle of where you're setting intentions and goals but they're not happening for you, then this is the one thing that's going to really make sure that you stay on track with your goals. You actually bring them, this vision and dream in your head, into your life.
This one thing is something that I did not include into my recipe of success, and it totally needed to be there to accelerate my success. But since I didn't have it installed because I was unaware of it, it lowered my chances significantly of achieving any dream I wanted, including finding a soulmate.
Yep. So let's tell them about it.
Yeah.
So there's a piece of research done by the American Society for Training and Development, and they showed that when you have just an idea in your head, that you only have a 10% chance of actually achieving it.
So we're talking about if it's only an idea in your head of your goal and you go at it alone, you only have a 10% chance of actually achieving that on your own, something that you haven't achieved before.
10%.
10%. Now, I don't know about you, but 10% is not a whole hell of a lot. It's better than zero, but it's not very much better than zero. It's 10%. Okay, so you can see why a lot of people, the reason it's 10% is a lot of people can't get out of their own way. They literally are going after a new goal with the same habits in place, the same personality, the same mindsets, the same emotional way that they operate on a daily basis. And so they can get excited for a little while, but then boom, you get pulled back right down to the comfort zone where you're used to living. And so then a lot of people don't achieve what they're achieving, and they feel discouraged. They feel really discouraged because they've tried and they've tried and they've tried, and then they fail, and then they're like, what's the point of going after anything else? I've failed, so they just assume that pretty much if they go after this, that the same thing is going to happen. Failure. And they're afraid of that. What they have things like, what's the point? I mean, almost everybody that I've ever talked to throughout the last decade of being a coach has had that inside them. Yeah. That they've been disappointed by their performance in the past, and that they were scared that if they move forward now, that they would have that disappointment of failing again.
Yep. So then they just settle. Not cool. Just try again, guys. So, oh, my 9 is backwards. So I'm writing backwards, by the way, here.
That's okay.
Let me just, like, scribble this guy out and make it...
Yeah, you gotta write backwards on this
crazy.
Facey book.
I have to draw backwards for
you guys. Like the hats? You like the hats?
95%. There we go. Okay, so if you install this one thing in your life, you increase your chances. Okay, this is just an idea down here, guys. You have 10% chance of success when you have just an idea in your head. 10% chance of actually making that happen. If, let's say this is the meter up here, hundreds up here, you can go from 10% all the way up to 95%, which is an increase of 85% chance of success by installing accountability. That's what it is, guys. Write it down. Accountability.
Accountability. So if you're going after a goal, you got to ask the question, do I have accountability installed into the recipe? It's one of the main ingredients, and if you don't have it, it's going to be a lot more challenging to go to the next level.
So let's talk about exactly why you need accountability, why it's so valuable, and why you have to have it. So there is a story I always tell to all my clients.
She's drawing it for you, so you're going to want to see this picture.
A little drawing for you guys.
By the way, we are in our van called Lucky, and we've been traveling. We're in Las Vegas now, but we've been traveling the country this entire year. We wanted to RV for an entire year and go before we were 65 and retired. And that's always been a burning desire of mine, just to travel the country and see the sights. And so we made it happen. And to do that, we had to hold each other accountable. That we were making sure we were staying on track, we were staying focused. And when any of us got off track, we were saying, hey, you know what? We were reminding ourselves of our agreement and what our primary focus was, and not to lose that focus.
All right, so let's talk about this 95%. Why accountability actually takes you so far of a jump between 10% to 95%. Why does accountability alone improve your chances that much? And guys, it's a lot. Like, just look at the scale. Like, this is an accurate scale. I use the lines to measure. So, like, that is a huge difference. 10% versus 95% chance of success. It's a very, very large increase in your ability to be successful. So, here's our little drawing. So, this is what I call the comfort zone trap. This is a lesson I always teach to all my clients. This is a valley, okay? These are our mountains, and here's our little valley, all right? So imagine that you were back in time, and you were a primitive human being before technology, and you were living here in this valley, okay? And the valley has water. Draw us a little lake.
Okay, the valley has water.
The valley has some water. Okay. The valley also has this really awesome, like, cave that you found.
Okay.
Okay.
And water in a cave.
It has water in a cave, and so there's your shelter, your little cave. Okay. And then what the valley also has is some really tasty berries.
Oh, I want those berries.
That you just love. Some tasty berries. Okay, so this valley is comfortable, and it isn't necessarily the most exciting thing because it's kind of a small valley, but you know that you got food, you know that you're going to have shelter, and you know that you got a source of water. And so your survival mind says, we're surviving. It doesn't care if you're happy. It doesn't care if you particularly like the valley or don't like the valley. It just says, we're surviving here, so let's stay here. And so so this is the comfort zone in here. And what happens when you try to leave the valley, go outside of the mountains, that's when the comfort zone trap can get you. Okay? This is what happens to people in New Year's. The comfort zone trap gets them, and it makes them, they start the hike, we're hiking out of the valley, and then the comfort zone trap hits, and this is what goes on. Oh, you don't really have to get up that early, just hit snooze, says the comfort zone trap. Oh, hey, you know what, you've been working really hard, you don't have to go to the gym today. And that's how it starts. And then it spirals and spirals and spirals and spirals until now you're not working out again. Now you're not working on your goals. Now you're not making any progress. And it turned you around. It tricked you into what the comfort zone trap is. It means it tricks you into turning yourself out. Ooh, thank you, Amanda. We like this new filter. So it tricks you out of it. Your mind, your survival mind, dislikes the unknown. And what is over the mountains? The valley is comfort. Over the mountains is unknown, uncertainty, potential threats, potential danger. You've never been out there. So every time you try to change your life, you're going into the unknown, and your instinctual mind gets triggered. Okay? Unless you're an enlightened person.
Write this down. The mind always adheres to the known.
Yeah.
The mind always adheres to the known because why? Because it's figured out that you can survive in the known. Okay, so once you get in that groove and that routine of the known, and you try to say, I'm going outside, then the survival mind goes red alert, red alert, red alert, and it starts spitting out auto scripts that'll pull you back down and keep you in this thing we call the comfort zone.
And if you don't know how to deal with it, then you usually turn around. And that's why only 10% of people are actually successful, because they get stuck in the comfort zone trap. They get duped by their instinct to stay the same when it's really just an alert. Okay, outside the mountains is unknown. We got question marks, right? It's unknown. We don't know what's out there. And so really what your brain is just doing is it's alerting you to that. It's saying, hey, we haven't been out here, there's potential danger. But you go, oh my gosh, there's potential danger. You like believe it, and then you let it talk you out of it, and you believe the thoughts that are coming up, and it will try to keep you the same, try to give you excuses, even autopilot generated thought. Your mind is, you're not the one thinking the thoughts, your mind is auto generating them. Okay, your mind is thinking you. They're not your thoughts, you're not consciously thinking them, they're just generating. And you're just buying into them, that they're real, and so you turn around. And that's why 10% of people are successful. So what a coach, an accountability coach does for you, you tell them your goal and vision, and then they keep you on track to it so that you don't turn around and that you actually make it out of the valley, over the mountains, to the other side where you really want to be. There's a great movie that's an illustrator of this called The Croods, which is a really great example of this. Same concept, living in a cave.
Yeah, so here's the deal. Once you pick out your dream and you say, this is why I want it, and you're motivated, and then you get your strategy, and then you go to that execution round, what happens is that your motivation can get, because you're excited in the beginning, can get you going to the gym a couple times, or can get you out meeting women or men or whatever it is. But then what happens is the survival mind goes, oh shit, we haven't been here, this is new ground, this could be potentially life-threatening to us, red alert, and it shoots out those auto scripts to make sure you go back to where you were, because
keep
again, the mind is designed to adhere to the known. And so a lot of people are beating themselves up because they're like, I got these thoughts and I'm trying to achieve a dream and I just don't believe I can do it. Not realizing that when you try to go to a different world, a dimension, a different level, and that the survival mind's going to kick on and it's going to shoot those auto scripts. But if you start thinking, these are me and I'm shooting it, no. No, your survival mind is.
Yeah, so you're being tricked, basically, because you don't know how your brain works, and you don't know how your body works. And so you don't know what to expect when you start in on changing your current life. You don't know how your brain and your body react to that. And they react telling you, hey, there could be potential danger or threats. But you're just buying into that instinct, and allowing it to stop you when most of the stuff is just like imaginary things. All of it is imaginary because you've never been there before. You don't know what it's going to be like. You don't know the process. You don't know anything. But in sometimes your survival mind will generate all sorts of negative stories to try to keep you out of it. You know, you say, I want a new career and I want one that has more money, and then your mind will say, yeah, but if you have more money, people might want to take your money from you. Yeah, but if you go into that new career, you might lose your benefits, or you have to start all over from the bottom.
Exactly.
And so it makes all these excuses, all these like fear stories of why you shouldn't do something you truly, deeply in your heart know that you want to do.
Well said. I mean, that's how it works. And that's how it's worked in my experience. How many times, for you guys that are on the live or on the replay, have you sat there and maybe you lost some sleep over it, but you like worried you to death about something? And you're like, I don't know if I can handle it. And you were like, you had bubble guts all day long. And you're like, the anticipation was driving you nuts, and you were thinking a lot of negative things. Well, then you actually go and do the thing, and then you realize that this was nothing. And that you literally spent so much time in worry and creating stress within yourself. And it was just an illusion the entire time. How many times have you done that? I've done it a lot in my lifetime.
I've done it. So, let's look at this again. If you want to increase your chance of success from 10% to 95%, which is an 85% increase, guys. Okay? People who just try to do their goals alone have 10% chance of success. If you get an accountability coach, somebody who will hold you accountable and keep you on track to your dreams, your chances of success raise to 95%, okay? Again, that's from the American Society for Training and Development. This is true because of a function of our survival mind called the comfort zone. Or you could also say the mind's instinctual avoidance of unknown scenarios or uncertain scenarios, because it is a potential threat and it's on the alert for that. And so it keeps you stuck in your valley of comfort. And instead of going over the mountains when you're like, I'm kind of sick of this valley, I'd really like to go see what's over these mountains, you'll start hiking up, and then it will trick you to come right back down. And you know that you've gotten stuck. If year after year you haven't made very much progress, then you're kind of living a similar life, which we call the loop life. You try to get out and you come back down. You try to get out and you come back down. And at the end of the year, you're like, fuck, I'm back at the same place. What's going on?
Yeah. It can be a little bit frustrating for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And they just nobody's taught this. It's not your fault. It's not mine. It's just nobody's teaching how to use this body that our soul is operating, and how to use the mind as it's intended, which is a tool to be used when it needs to be used, and then put down when it doesn't. And so most people's minds are crazy and overactive this day because of the technology.
Yep.
And it's become a really big problem. People are having trouble even focusing, but that's another benefit of accountability, is it keeps you laser focused.
Yeah.
Imagine an NBA basketball team with no coach. No coach the entire season. They don't just have one coach. They have a bunch of coaches. Think about the NFL. How many coaches are on the team? Lots of them. How many track and field? I mean, you could think of anything. Coach. Why?
Yeah.
Why is it even needed? Why is it even necessary? Because you need to help somebody keep you accountable is one of the reasons.
And they also pull out your greatness and tell you, when you're selling yourself short, or when you have more potential than you're tapping. So one of the things that we do with our clients is we do something called Facebook coaching, where on Facebook Messenger, we have a call with them every week where we're live and we're setting up a strategy and a plan for them to execute over that week. And then after our masterclass, we do Facebook coaching, which means that we're holding you accountable over Facebook Messenger, sending you little voicemails. If you have questions, making sure you're doing the exercises and the assignments. And that is what makes our students, our clients, very successful, because we're not just letting you, off on your own. We know that accountability is a critical component of anyone being successful. And so for us as coaches, it's one of the most important things that we install in our programs.
Exactly. So one of the things we do is give people pretty much, we touch them every day. Now, what does that mean? Not physically touch them, but
Monday
touch
through
them
Friday.
with a dose of motivation, enthusiasm, reminding them of the vision, reminding of why they want the vision, and then talking to them constantly, making sure we're keeping on track. And that's been one of the reasons why we have world-class coaching, is because we're touching people every single day. And the results of that have been astounding. For example, there's one lady who just sent me, she's a client of mine, she just sent me a thing. She's the one that said I'm more powerful than 2 decades of therapy. And so, or the coaching is more powerful than that. And so what she said is that everybody at her work is asking her, why is she so happy? Everybody at work is asking, why are you so glowing every day? And, they're like, you're not taking drugs, you're not doing, pot, you're not doing any of this stuff. Why are you so happy? Because, why? They want a little bit of it. And it's because she's getting coaching and she's getting that daily dose of accountability.
Yeah.
Making sure she keeps excited and keeps focused on the vision.
And when you're moving forward and you're actually achieving what you're wanting because you have somebody there supporting you and helping you do that, then you feel a lot better and your life gets better and you feel better. And then everybody around you is like, whoa, there's a big difference here. One of the things that that happens very commonly when we work with somebody in human metamorphosis to get them internally happy and then also get them out of their comfort zone and creating the life they want, is that at their jobs they show up so differently that people have gotten raises, or they just get comments like, oh, you seem so happy or different, or people notice the difference.
Absolutely.
After you start getting support and accountability and moving towards the life you're wanting. Everything about you changes. You just start glowing, you start radiating, because you're living your true, authentic life now. You're not living in some lower quality version or completely different version than you're truly wanting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so if you want to change the quality of your life and you actually want to achieve goals and dreams, no matter if they're making more money or they're getting a soulmate, whatever it is for you, if you want to raise that from the chances of you achieving it from 10 to 95%, then we have the final birthday offer that I'm giving away. Not really giving away, but the value of it, man, it's impactful. You have to invest in it, but it's for a price that is a little bit more accessible for a lot of people who can't afford our higher programs, which are anywhere from 10 to 50 grand. And so this program is a 1-month program opportunity to work with us as if we bonded together with you like the Avengers or Justice League, whatever you want. And we're going to work together. Imagine getting on a phone call with us every week for 4 weeks for an hour, and we're working through any self-limiting beliefs that that have been going on forever in your life. So we're going to be working on those with you to make sure that those are eliminated. We may be installing some new thought patterns that are going to make you go after your dream. We're going to make sure that we are clear on our vision, clear on the why, and we have a really game plan that's strategic and that's going to get you from A to B fast, the fastest way. Who wants to go slow?
I don't like slow guys.
Frank says, power couple, keep up the good work. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. So this is an opportunity to work with us and get Jacqueline and I together. We actually don't coach together anymore, so it's an opportunity to get both of us. My birthday was it last week?
Last Sunday.
35 years old.
This is the last day of the birthday deal.
Right. It ends at midnight. It's for one lucky person. So what's included? So the promise basically is we're going to help you increase your chances of success for your dream by 95%. We're going to take it from where it is 10 to 95%.
Exactly. So what we're going to do during the 1 month of Metamorphosis coaching is that we're going to pick the thing that's the most important to you in your life right now. that you want to improve, that you want to change, that is going to really increase and up level the quality of the life that you're currently living. So after we pick that, and it's different for everybody, then what we're going to do is we're going to create a game plan over the course of the month on how to get you like 10 times closer to that goal in 1 month. Okay? And so we will create a game plan and a strategy that we will be executing together and holding you accountable to and supporting you on and helping you through all the mental stuff that's going to come up when the comfort zone trap hits. Okay, so that's why you also need a coach, is because not only do we like say, oh, keep on track and that kind of stuff, but also we can help you when the comfort zone trap comes up, how to deal with those thoughts, those feelings of resistance, like, you know, you can't get there, you can't do it. And so we're going to work through all of those with you together as they come up, and then also make sure that you are doing the right activities and the right steps during the week to really move you forward quickly.
Mm-hmm. So what are you going to get? You're going to get 4 calls with us over a month each week for an hour on each call.
4 masterclasses.
We call them masterclasses with us. Imagine dialing in and you're getting online with us, and we're going to draw for you on the screen because a lot of people are visual learners. Imagine getting on a call with us and working on your dream for an hour. It's focused on you and getting and moving the ball down the field so you can get a touchdown in your life and on this dream. And so imagine doing that. Who would you be after a month of that? And then also not only getting the calls, but between the calls, there's Facebook accountability and support coaching to make sure we're communicating daily and staying on track.
Yes.
So you're going to get that. You're also going to get recordings of each of the master classes so that you can re-listen as many times as you want to each of the material.
How we do that is that we upload the call recordings to a private password protected members area that you will only have access to, and you can watch and listen to those recordings and the slide deck that we also have for each of the trainings. You can listen to that on any device and have it for life. So you're walking out of this month with the capacity to like re-listen and re-go through all the training we did together on your own. Even after the month is finished, you can still get all of that support that we gave you because you have the recordings, and you'll have the whole Facebook coaching feed that we did with you, where we sent you a bunch of voicemails and additional coaching. Like, you'll have all of that stuff for life when you walk out of this 1 month.
Yeah. So we're going to put all the information for that below. It's only for one person. One
yes.
person. It's good till midnight.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to check the account right after this. Once it's gone, it's gone. I can't offer it for any other thing because we only do 6-month programs that are a minimum of $10,000.
If you want to work with us without having to work with us for 6 months, or you don't have $10,000 to work with us for 6 months, but you really do want to work with us, then make this happen for yourself so that you can get huge amount of transformation in your life, and you can actually wake up with a smile on your face because you enjoy your day and you're looking forward to it instead of dreading it, or you just feel unhappy or blah or that's really what we want your life to feel like after you work with us.
Yeah, so you got to think about when you are at 100 years old, let's say, and you're sitting on the porch and you're thinking about your life. You don't want to be that person who always wondered, what if I went after it? What if I had a little more courage? What if I had a little more confidence in my life? What if? You don't want to end your life with what if on the things that matter to you. So this is an opportunity to step up and get the support and the accountability that you deserve. This is a gift to yourself. This is helping you out. This is saying, I'm worth this. I want help. I want support. I'm coachable. I'm ready to go. I'm at the point where enough's enough. I'm stopping this kidding around I tried that, doesn't work.
Yeah.
And I'm going to get these guys' help. We're going to post all the information about what you guys are getting.
Yes.
And the price. And then all you have to do is click on the little link there. It's a PayPal link. And you can pay with your PayPal account. You can pay with
debit
or credit. Sign up, and we're going to start next week. Imagine being on a call with us next week.
Come on, guys.
Moving the ball down the field, getting excited again, getting powerful again. Let's do this. I'm Andrew C. Bailey.
Jacqueline Burnson.
Click the link below when we post it in a second.